Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister. She is one of our admins who helped us with this translation. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? So I have my own confession, my own story that I want to share with you. And if it is okay, you can share it on your own platform. So this confession of mine, it has been eating away at me for a couple of years now. It is a story, mine is a story of greed and deception and a terrible mistake that can even cost a man his life. And now it feels as if it is about to cost me my own life. So it all started when I met a man. So this man, he had a business. He was selling some tires. So I had gone there with one of my uncle, because my uncle, he really loved to buy things, whatever. If it was cheap, my uncle would go and buy that. So we went to his repair shop because he wanted 4 brand new tires. And those tires, I'm pretty sure that they had been removed from another car the previous night, because what they will do at their shop is that when you will go there and when you ask for a price, then they will tell you to come back because they will be waiting for a delivery. What type of a shop will do that? When you want tires today, then they will tell you to come back the next day. So we went there and we found out that there were some tires, even though they had spray painted them. But my uncle, he said that these tires, they've been stolen somewhere, but he did not complain because he just wanted a brand new set of tires. So whilst we were there, that was when I met a man who called himself a powerful witch doctor who was from Nigeria. And he told me that he had the ability to solve any problem. And I saw that my uncle was more than interested. No matter how big or small, he spoke with my uncle that he was someone who could solve anything. So he kept on coming to my uncle's house, and I saw like really things were really now working out. But after my uncle had passed away, we did not have any communication for some time. I then lost my job because I used to do some corrupt deals and I got fired. And after I had been bribed and got fired, I was really broke. My wife then broke away. Then my wife dumped me. At first, I just went around looking for a job until I remembered that man. I went back to his brother's shop and I was given some phone numbers. And this guy, I was told that he now had his own restaurant in town. So at the back of the restaurant, that was where he was having his consultation room. At first, I did not take him seriously, but then I saw how many people were coming to him desperate for his help. He had a way of talking that made you believe that he could fix anything, that he had answers no one else could offer to you. I was struggling at that time, barely making ends meet, and this man, he approached me one day saying that he could help me earn some easy money. At that time, I was already working at his other brother's restaurant. All that I had to do, he said, was to bring people to him, convince them that they needed his services. He promised me a cut. He said that for each and every person that you're going to bring to me, I am going to give you a cut of whatever that they are going to pay us. And it sounded like it was a simple way of me getting out of this hole that I was in, because I wanted my wife back. I didn't think about the consequences. I just saw an opportunity. May the Lord forgive me. One day, I brought a man, I'll call him Mdu, to this man, and he was a good guy, a hard-working man. I used to work with him at the department where I was working. So he had just bought himself a new car, not from the bank, but it was a cash deal. So it was like a big deal in our community. But this guy, the reason as to why I went with Mdu to him, it was because he was someone who was always suspicious, a bit suspicious whenever we were about to do a deal in the department where we were working. First, he will say that he wants to speak with his ancestors. He will close himself in his office. Then he would open up later on and he will say that, yes, we can go ahead with the deal because his ancestors, they would have agreed. So this man, he was always worried about bad luck and curses. I knew that about him and I used it to convince him. So I then went with him to Udo and told him that he could help protect his new car maybe to even make him to become more successful, because he had just started his driving school because of the connections that we had. We then arrived at that man, and this guy from Nigeria, he started his usual routine, reading Mudu's fortune and telling him that there was something wrong in his life. He said that this man that I had brought before him, he was a cursed man, and that there was a goblin attached to him. I had already told this man from Nigeria about my former colleagues' problems of him having erectile dysfunction most of the times, and he was told that there was a tokoloshi attached to him, draining his energy and bringing bad luck. So I saw that his eyes, they were widened with fear, and I could see he was already falling for it. And he was told that the only way to get rid of this goblin was through a special ritual that was going to cost a lot of money, like a lot of money. So this man, my friend, he was scared enough to agree, and over the next few weeks he handed over more and more cash. But that wasn't the worst part. This man then convinced, so this was not the worst part. He was convinced that the goblin was hiding in his brand new car, and the only way to destroy it was to give this car to this Nigerian witch doctor, who could then cleanse it and return it to him. So then my friend handed over the keys without a second thought, and in the meantime he was told that we needed to change the name. So we then went and we changed the name from being under his name into this Nigerian guy's name. Of course, the car was never going to be returned. So when we changed the name, I never thought that this man was also going to run away from me. He sold it off and disappeared with the money, leaving with nothing, and he was totally devastated. He had lost everything: his savings, his car, his peace of mind. The stress and the shame was eating away at him. He kept on telling me that he was now fighting with his wife, and his wife then moved out with the kids. When the wife moved out with the kids, that was when he wrote to me and he said that I have lost everything because of that witch doctor. He fell into a deep depression. One night he went to bed and he never woke up again. The doctor said that he had a heart attack, but I know better. He died because of what I did to him. After his death, strange things started happening to me. I began to feel sick at all the times, headaches, dizziness, and worst of all, my eyes. They are always swollen, red and painful. No doctor can explain it. I have tried everything, but nothing helps at all. I know what it is. It is this spirit of this man haunting me, punishing me for what I did to him. I am scared all the times now. I am afraid of what is happening to me. This man, I have tried to trace him. I then went to that guy who once claimed to be his brother, but he then said that no, they are not related at all, and he was rude. And I am scared that maybe he is probably scamming people somewhere else, but I am stuck here paying the price for our greed. I can't sleep, I can't eat, and every day the pain, it gets worse and worse. At the clinic, they know me now, and each and every day his face, my friend's face, my late friend's face in my dreams, I always see him, hear his voice, and he will be accusing me of betraying him and leading him to his grave. I helped a fake witch doctor. Dear South Africans, please be careful. I helped a fake witch doctor to destroy a good man's life, and now his spirit is destroying mine. I don't know if there is any way to make this right, or if I will ever find peace. I have tried to go to church, but on the day when I returned back to church, I had a dream, and in my dream, he was standing, it seemed, with another angel, and he started laughing at me. He said that you need to confess, but I am scared to confess because maybe the community will get so angry with me. I let my greed blind me to the truth, and now I am paying for it with my health. I feel like I am already losing my mind. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was forwarded to me by one of our dear sister. She's the one who gave us this translation. Strange things, indeed, they do happen in this world. Yo.